Lord of Jesus Christ. What's cracking, y'all? Sorry about the bad lighting and bad background. I'm in San Diego-ish area. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. It's a little late. 8:11 here, but if you're Central Time, that's 10:11. If you're Eastern Time, that's 11:11. So, sorry. Lord of Jesus Christ. I tried. Well, what the heck is going on in the world, y'all? What the heck is going on? The world is on fire and we're getting involved. Pope Francis would be rolling in his grave right now over all this crap, all the wars, everything. Just, oh gosh, it's sad. It's sad. What are you guys' thoughts on us getting involved in this? Is it our diplomatic obligation to support and defend Israel? Are we Zionists? I don't know. I don't like any war. I hate all war. I really do. Oh boy, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better too, to be honest with you. I don't know. World War III, Armageddon. Yeah, I don't know. Just pray, obviously pray that, well, God's will be done. And, you know, here's the thing about war and foreign conflicts and all that. See, we see what we see through the news outlets, the media, all that. We don't see what's actually happening rather. I don't know, to see children and women have their limbs torn off. I know it's pretty morbid and graphic. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of it. That's why Pope Francis was very, very against any elements of war. Just war, unjust war, whatever. You know what I mean? I just want to show a little clip. I know this is, we're going to do the voice of reason thing, but I just wanted to show you one clip of Pope Francis when he was praying and talking about Ukraine during his pontificate. It just kind of shows you the level of sensitivity that he had towards any types of war, and how much he hated all forms of war, and how innocent people lose their lives, and how it's really an attack. It's an attack on human dignity. You know what I mean? And I think that's why. But just watch this. He chokes up. You know, I don't know if I've ever seen him choke up before outside of this, where he actually kind of cries. It's pretty powerful.
Vergine Immacolata, avrei voluto oggi portarti il ringraziamento del popolo ucraino. Popolo ucraino, per la pace che da tempo chiediamo al Signore. Invece devo ancora presentarti la supplica dei bambini, degli anziani, dei padri e delle madri, dei giovani di quella terra martoriata che soffre tanto. Ma in realtà noi tutti sappiamo che tu sei con loro e con tutti i sofferenti, così come fosti accanto alla croce del tuo Figlio. Grazie, Madre nostra. Guardando a te, che sei senza peccato, possiamo continuare a credere e sperare che sull'odio vinca l'amore, sulla menzogna vinca la verità, sull'offesa vinca il perdono, sulla guerra vinca la pace. Così sia.
So be it. Amen. Again, you saw some footage there of the aftermath in Ukraine. Rubble, buildings falling over, concrete everywhere. But what you don't see is, again, innocent lives, women and children, civilians, limbs torn, bloody, dead, suffering, dying slowly, all that jazz. That's the hardest part about war in my mind. You know, we live in the United States where it's like, when's the last time? I mean, yeah, I know there was 9/11, Pearl Harbor, all that stuff, but Civil War, okay. But where innocent lives are taken. Yeah, it's just not as frequent. Not as frequent. Okay, so there's my little spiel on, what's happening. I don't know what's going to happen. I didn't think we would get involved directly, at least, but oh boy, it's going to get weird. Like I said, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. You know, I don't know much politically, geopolitically, diplomatics and stuff like that. Iran has to have certain allies. I know back in the day, Russia, or the Soviet Union rather, or am I thinking of Afghanistan? But at least China or Russia has to back Iran, right? I don't know. But all right, y'all want to get into the Voice of Reason now? Who watched the Voice of Reason interview on Pints with Aquinas with Matt Fradd? Did anyone watch that? It was about 3 long hours. It was rather interesting. Rather interesting. Some people, Catholics that is, got a little offended at some of the things he said. So like some radical traditionalists or just TLMers or SSPX. Because Matt Fradd and Alex Jurado, Voice of Reason, they were talking about the liturgy wars and the TLM restrictions and et cetera, and Vatican II, and how he almost got into Sedevacantism, was looking at orthodoxy. And if it wasn't for, I think he said, Michael Lofton, he'd have probably become, well, at least SSPX, then Sedevacantist, then Eastern Orthodox. But thankfully, as he says, through logic and reason and looking at history and visiting with Michael Lofton, it prevented him and deterred him from becoming a Sedevacantist and ultimately an Eastern Orthodox. But yeah, and also, so you know about the TLM restrictions in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then Detroit, and now Tulsa, the Diocese of Tulsa, Oklahoma, TLM restrictions. So it's happening. I don't know. We should pray. Just pray for each other that we don't become divided. You know my thoughts and my feelings on the TLM restrictions and Traditionis Custodes. You know my thoughts and feelings. So I don't want to belabor that and regurgitate that. I just pray that we can all accept God's will and be docile to our bishops. Because, guys, you got to remember the bishops. It's the bishops that are implementing this. And yeah, it'll sting, it'll hurt. I get it. I empathize with that. But you have to give religious submission to your local bishop. Submission to your bishop, assent to your bishop is 100% more important than your liturgical preference. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to downplay it. Yeah, it hurts. It does. It obviously hurts. And it's unfortunate. But so I'm going to show this portion. This is when, excuse me, this is when Alex, Voice of Reason, was talking about how he almost became a Sedevacantist and then was looking into orthodoxy and how he was pulled out of that experience. So again, it was a 3-hour, but boy, it's kind of cool watching it because it wasn't like a stressful, intimidating interview or awkward. It was just like they were, and again, I know it's Matt Fradd and Pints with Aquinas, that's what they do, but literally they were just chilling, sitting there, talking about everything and everything you could imagine. So in that sense, I kind of respected it. But I'm not going to lie, when they were talking about, and I'm not going to show it, when they were talking about like cigars and WWE wrestling, I'm just like, oh God. But you know what? It's his show. That's what if that's what they're into. But yeah, it was, it was, anyways. So I'll play this again. He is not drifting towards Sedevacantism, but he's entertaining the idea of it. And I just want to focus on what pulled him out. Because guys, we could be in this position. You never know. There are Sedevacantists. And you got to remember, what's the one thing that separates Sedevacantists, Eastern Orthodox, and Protestants? What separates them all from Catholicism? True Catholicism, obviously. Yeah. Religious submission to the Pope. Sedevacantists don't. Eastern Orthodox don't. Protestants don't. So there you go. Just remember that. Okay? Just remember that. And Scathing Pooh, where have you been? Scathing Pooh, where have you been? War is ugly. Two bad guys claiming they're good. Ooh, interesting. Billy, did you get Scathing Pooh to come in here? Anyways, let's get this going. Okay? And we'll talk about it.
Yeah, that you could see yourself in Orthodoxy or Sedevacantism. Tell me how that happened, because I think that's very relatable to what a lot of people are going through right now. So how did that begin and end?
Again, just through my study, my research, voices that I was listening to. I think it was in 2016 when after Amoris Laetitia come out, that I, all of the people online were making a big deal about it. And I was listening to them, and they were making really good points. And I was like, "Wow! Like, how do I reconcile this?" And just using your own logic and reason, the things that I was hearing, from these people saying, Pope Francis probably taught heresy, or Vatican II probably taught heresy.
Okay, I don't really like naming names, but do you think maybe he's alluding to someone that he used to watch on YouTube, a rather large channel? And the only reason I say this is because this channel, this person, was touting this kind of stuff. And I have a friend that I went to high school with. We were Protestants, we were Lutherans. We, like, in a sense, grew up together, at least in high school and college. Catholicism was not on our radar. And then all of a sudden, we both became Catholic. Well, here's the thing. He loves this guy and he loves this channel. And you know what? I don't judge it. I do not judge it. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. Okay? That's fine. Whatever. But I refuse to watch this channel, and I refuse to click on it or subscribe or any of this stuff. Because what he just said right there is exactly what this channel used to tout. I don't know if he's doing it anymore. Okay, we have a new pontificate. And but my gosh, I just can't, I couldn't believe coming into the church how many people subscribe to this guy and would watch him and like him. I mean, I love the guy. Don't get me wrong, we're supposed to love our enemies, but so what can you do when you have people in the church with big influence, good rhetoric, good arguments, and they're saying that there are elements of Vatican II that's heretical, that are heretical, that Pope Francis might have been a heretic, material, I don't know. What do you do? And you're watching this guy. It's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. So notice how Alex, okay, notice how he kind of pulls himself out of it and what he says to us about using logic and reason.
And I said, okay, if I'm exercising my logic and reason, if this is true, if Pope Francis is the Pope, and if Vatican II taught heresy, Catholicism is false. It's false. There's no way around it.
Okay, so oversimplified, too basic. Like, how can nobody else, well, not nobody, but how can't Sedevacantists see this? Logic, reason. If Vatican II taught heresy and Pope Francis or whatever Pope was not the Pope, then Catholicism is false. Yeah. Yeah, then it's false. See, here's the thing, guys. When you get involved in apologetics and you're watching YouTube channels, certain people, whatever, influencers, it's not that hard to determine what is true and what is not. It's when certain YouTube channels and influencers start getting very rhetorical and they have such sway with their words. And they use all these arguments and nuances when it's like, oh gosh, I don't know. If the Catholic Church had this divine protection of indefectibility, and then all of a sudden at Vatican II, the gates of hell prevailed, you don't need to be a theologian or a historian or whatever, a philosopher. Alex, this is the one thing I appreciate most about Alex, voice of reason. He has the gift of simplicity. And no, that's not like, oh, he's just simple and he's a simpleton or he's a simp. No, nothing like that. Saint Therese of Lisieux, she had simplicity. She taught simplicity. Love God. Be humble. That's it. You know what I mean? You don't need to be all theological and know all the apologetics and all church history and all this stuff. No, look at Saint Therese of Lisieux. She's a doctor of the church. And she didn't know half of neo-scholasticism or church history or whatever, you know? So yeah, that's the one thing I appreciate about him. He just simple reason and logic. Hence his name, Voice of Reason, right?
If what they're saying is true, that's why I always tell, people on that side of the spectrum, I say, guys, I don't think you guys realize that the things that you are saying, if you take them to their logical conclusion, you have invalidated Catholicism. And that's why people are leaving. So many people that fall into that. I know so many Eastern Orthodox apologists that were the rad trad Catholics, and they try to hold on to it as long as they could, and they realized being a rad trad Catholic isn't good enough because eventually they hit the wall that Catholicism is false. Because they started from these false presuppositions that the Pope has taught heresy, Vatican II taught heresy, and they're actually the ones that are actually being consistent.
Mm-hmm.
The consistency of being a rad trad is that if that's true, Catholicism is false. So then
that's it right there. I want to just, because there are people that have left the church. They've become radically traditionalist in the term of the negative connotation of it. And if they're consistent, and if they're going to say Vatican II teaches heresy, or there are elements of heresy in Vatican II and the Pope teaches heresy, if you are going to be consistent and you're going to back up this claim, substantiate it, and go with it, then get the heck out of the church. No, I don't want them to leave, but you know what I mean? Get the heck out of the church. What are you doing in the church? Now, that influencer I was talking about earlier, and other influencers, or just other Catholics in general, are moral schismatics. I'm not judging them, okay? Their culpability or anything like that. I have no idea what's going on in their heart, but we have moral schismatics in the church, and they just don't want to admit it. They don't want to leave the church. They want to stay in the jurisdiction of the church, but they don't want to give religious submission to the Pope. And they want to tout this, Charles Manson theology of Vatican II is heretical. Well, if Vatican II is heretical and the Pope is teaching heresy, why the heck are you Catholic? You know what I mean? Why? When I was a Protestant, I experienced and observed more Protestants being more docile to authority, you know what I mean, than these Catholics that I'm alluding to, which goes to Vatican II. So those who, through no fault of their own, of invincible ignorance, like these Protestants, and they cooperate with the graces and have docility to the magisterium, not to the magisterium, but to their magisterium, like their pastor and their conscience, all that stuff, right? They're a lot better and they're on a better trajectory than the Catholics who know better dissent. They morally dissent interiorly inside of their heart. And what's worse, this is the worst part about it all, is how many people they're dragging down, how many people they're luring into this. I said this before and I'll say it again. There was a YouTube channel. We had people would go to his YouTube channel. They were not Catholic. They were not Eastern Orthodox. They were either Protestant or not a Christian. And they would go to this channel discerning between Eastern Orthodoxy or Catholicism. Gosh, I can't choose. And this person goes to a Catholic. And because of this Catholic, he chooses Eastern Orthodoxy. Because this Catholic was saying the Pope is teaching heresy. Vatican II, there are elements of heresy. Well, why? Like Alex said, if you're consistent, if you're following your conscience, why the heck would you want to be Catholic? No, you go to Eastern Orthodoxy. You know, the whole joke, Eastern Orthodox would say Pope Francis is the best apologist for Eastern Orthodoxy, all that, or James White is the best apologist for Catholicism. Well, I'm sorry, but this influencer, this YouTuber, in a sense, is the best apologist for just leading people out of the church, or not wanting, or people not wanting to go in because of him. I'm sorry, I don't want to get too wrapped up into that, but
they leave and they become Eastern Orthodox, or they do something else.
Yeah, I think it's two things. I think that's definitely one thing. When you are, it's interesting how these fellas went with the Sedevacantism idea,
right?
Not realize.
All right, you guys know what Sedevacantism is, right? For you guys who don't know, you probably already know. But back when Pope Francis, during his pontificate, he was elected because Pope Benedict XVI resigned, okay? And there was this conspiracy that Pope Benedict didn't really resign. It was just like a pseudo resignation. It was a full resignation. So Pope Francis really isn't, he's an anti-pope, and Pope Benedict XVI is still Pope insofar as he's exercising, the governance of the church and all that other stuff. So instead of Sedevacantism, they call it Benevacantism. So there is a Pope, and it's Pope Benedict XVI. So Pope Francis, we don't listen to him or anything that he has to say. And it's just horrible, just horrible. And I two people come to my mind when we're talking about that. But again, I don't like to name drop.
You know where this ends. This cannot end with you remaining in the church.
Exactly.
Same thing with what you're talking about, and I agree that it leads people out of the church. I see the other end of the spectrum is this idea that we can't criticize the church or the leaders of the church in any capacity either. I think that sometimes gaslights people, maybe not intentionally. So maybe gaslight is the wrong word.
Yeah.
Okay, I got two things to say about that. So think about this, and I know this is going to sound very patronizing and condescending to anyone whom I may be alluding to. But if you're the evil one, right? If you're the evil one, and you have someone, and you're working in someone's heart, and you're getting this person to morally dissent from religious submission to the Pope, the magisterium, right? Do you want that person leaving Catholicism? Or do you want that person to stay right there in the jurisdiction of the church while being a moral schismatic and leading others either away or to fall away? Yeah, exactly. And then now Matt Fradd talks about this idea that there's no such way or room to criticize the magisterium, magisterium in public. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know about Donum Veritatis. That is your best literature to read. It's from Cardinal Ratzinger on how to kind of go up the hierarchy or the chain in the hierarchy. When you have a doubt, when something out of the ordinary universal magisterium comes out, or the extraordinary magisterium comes out, and you have a legitimate doubt, and how to exercise that doubt properly and prudently, and going, to your local pastor, and then going up that chain. But here's the thing. if you remember Pope Francis, and now it's going to happen with Pope Leo, just give it time. People, Catholics, no, they don't do that. They want to publicly criticize the Pope and the magisterium without any type of prudence or tactfulness. I'm going to say this, check this out. There are Catholic YouTubers that I know personally, whom I respect, that they will say and have said, I will not react to or attack or criticize other Catholics publicly, right? It's just bad etiquette. It's not professional. It's probably hurt my YouTube channel, my career, right? This is the ironic part about it. And this is what I don't care for, is that, oh, okay, so you won't attack your peers because it's just bad taste for your, your career and your channel, right? But you'll go online on your YouTube channel and you'll go live or make a video attacking Pope Francis. Can someone help me make that make sense? Can someone help me understand that logic? So you guys, when it comes to criticizing the magisterium, go to your local parish pastor and voice your concerns and be like, what should I do? How should I do this? Don't go online and just spout a whole bunch of, non-constructive, hateful criticism in public. Like, Catholics criticize the magisterium more than non-Catholics do. And I'm not talking about constructive, prudent, fruitful criticism. So yeah, it's a mess. I think he has one thing to say.
Yeah, but no, I agree with you. I sometimes listen to some of these voices online. I'm like, it doesn't feel like they're trying to bring people into the church sometimes, sometimes, not always.
No.
It feels like they're trying to evangelize people into traditional Catholicism and even make fun of the Novus Ordo and these sorts of things.
That's the reality of it. Have you guys had experience with this? Whether you're a cradle Catholic, whether you've come into the church, whether you've reverted or whatever, have you had any experience with, again, I don't know of a better name, a term or a name, but radical traditionalists, quote unquote, evangelizing people to hate or undermine the Novus Ordo rite or elements of Vatican II? You know what I mean? I have, not online, in person. I have dealt with that in person and online. But it's sad. It's sad. And you know what? I think it's simmered down, or at least slowed down a little bit, because Pope Francis obviously passed away. But mark my word, I hate saying this. I hate being like the whole prophet, like, oh, told you so. But just give it time. Wait for something big to happen during Pope Leo's pontificate. Just wait, and it'll happen all over again. Okay, one last part I wanted to share with you, and then we'll do some Q&A and all that fun stuff.
Low acid, it's organically 15. Use the total 7 weeks.
Orthodox and who was heterodox, right? So it's kind of a low blow, but really not really, because, if they were able to identify who's Orthodox and who isn't, then it wouldn't be an issue. And the reason that it feels like a low blow to them is because, like for us, it's not a low blow. Like if an Orthodox or a Protestant brings up, oh, you have your Sedevacantist, you have your SSPX, you have all of your, Catholics that don't even think Pope Francis is the Pope. For us, that's not a low blow, because and they're wrong. They're heterodox. They're not. We know how to identify the true church and people that have separated themselves from the church. But I think that because Orthodox don't have that, they're not able to do that. To them, it feels like a low blow, because it kind of shows, it's kind of like exposing their nakedness, But I mean, it's true. And if it's true, you can't just ignore it, because we're supposed to be in pursuit of the truth, of the whole truth, the fullness of truth. So,
yeah, I agree with what you're saying. And I think that you're probably on the same page as me, that it's important that we be grounded in the truth that we have accepted while being open to potential new evidences. But that doesn't mean we hold on to our current faith in a tentative way.
Right.
We've given ourselves over to it. And should someone present evidence that's contrary to mine that I do not respond to, that is not a good reason to go along with them.
Right.
We have to be very slow and dutiful. because just because someone can respond to you doesn't mean their answer is the last word, right?
Exactly.
And you said this with your friend John, who helps you run the channel. Roots of Orthodoxy is his channel. People apparently check that out. You'd recommend it?
Yes, it's incredible. It is incredible.
I mean, maybe I'll have him on one day and he can tell me his story. I don't mean for you to speak for him, but I mean, this.
Okay. I kind of didn't go to the right part. That's okay. But he was talking about Eastern Orthodoxy and how they don't have the magisterial capacity to determine who's in and who's out, insofar as some objective, universal way of doing things. And so, we could go to the Protestants or the Eastern Orthodox and be like, well, look at how divided you are. And the most common instant retort is, well, so are you. You guys are so divided. Look at all of your Sedevacantists. Look at, Vigano and, all these other different divisions within our church. And it's like, well, like Alex was saying, well, yeah, but we have the universal magisterial capacity to determine who legitimately is a heretic, or at least who's outside of the jurisdiction of the church. You guys don't have that. I mean, let's just say the Greek Orthodox Church, right? Okay, but what about all the other Eastern Orthodox churches? Can they unilaterally work together, or there's no central authority? There's no one vicar to like make that executive decision like we can. So. Yeah, I watched the whole thing, Alex and Matt, and it was good. It was good. I love Alex. It's interesting because in that interview, he said that he didn't get a lot of negativity or negative comments on his channel and or in person, which is amazing. Like, God bless him. Like, what? I mean, everyone loves him, but I think he's just not online, guys. He has a producer. His name's Jonathan or whatever. He has a producer that like does everything for him. He just, Alex just talks in front of a camera and then leaves it at that, I think. But dude, I've seen tons of videos and people going after Alex. Tons. Like just stark jealousy for Alex. And they just rip on him. And like they were saying, so Matt and Alex are Latin Rite Catholics who happen to attend, or at least Alex does, who happens to attend the Byzantine liturgy. And so they were giving him a lot of crap because he was kind of criticizing the radical traditionalists and SSPX. Well, they love the TLM and not so much the Novus Ordo. And both Matt and Alex were commending and praising the Novus Ordo. And so everyone lost their mind on Twitter for a few days. And then, a lot of people made videos and all that stuff. So, okay. What are you guys talking about? Do you guys have any questions for me? I'm in San Diego. This is West Coast. The background's different because I'm in an Airbnb. And what is that? Horses hanging? Okay, we'll take them. Yeah, I'm in an Airbnb. My daughters are in the other room sleeping. San Marcos, right outside of San Diego. That's where I'm at. So, yeah, it's, horse shelf. I don't know. It's a picture of horses. Yeah. Aggie Spammy in the house. I haven't seen you in a while. I thought you got scrambled. Or was it over easy? Something. Well, not really. Especially the way you guys aren't super chatting me. No, I can't. Actually, my wife's parents helped us out. But yeah. Terry, yeah, dude, for sure. I'm actually going to go to their conference, the Catholic Answers Conference in September, for sure. I'm totally there. But yeah, I'm actually meeting with Sips with Sarah on Monday. This Monday, Sips with Sarah. Adrian, are you really in San Diego? I'm in San Marcos. I saw an SSPX article that documented what I already knew in the U.S. Oh, right on. Of course, you can afford it with all this. Yeah. Yeah. Why don't priests get excommunicated for abusing a child? Vigano got excommunicated for calling the Pope a name. Oh boy. Okay. Well, obviously canon law mandates, I mean, right away, that a priest who engages in that type of behavior to be excommunicated, to be laicized, right? To take the faculties away. I mean, this is where it gets into like church politics. This isn't my wheelhouse. But I mean, obviously there were bishops that were either naive or willfully culpably ignorant, or just flat out pretending like it wasn't going on. They didn't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? And that's not good for them. But there have been many priests that have been disciplined and punished and excommunicated for that, among any other things. But I think what you're doing, again, I'm not saying you're doing this wittingly, but you're taking a severe public scandal, right? That did involve many priests, but not like the amount that the media purported. It's obviously exaggerated. And I think you're using that to kind of undermine the legitimacy and the accuracy or the precision of the church's jurisdiction. And I mean, Vigano, I don't think Vigano got excommunicated for calling the Pope a name, but that you got to understand about Vigano, right? Or just about any excommunication. This isn't like, oh, you slipped up, you're gone. This was years of public, that's the keyword, public dissent. We've had bishops call Pope Francis names, or at least, not respect him. But yeah, little apples to orange, but yeah. Scathing poo, my boy. Dude, that's paying for my grocery bill, man. Just dropped quite a bit on groceries for our Airbnb for our family, and thanks, Scathing. Gosh, I've missed you, man. I really have. I thought something happened to you. You got abducted, or you just got off the grid, or I don't know. Monterrey, Mexico. ¿Cómo estás ustedes, Adriana? Okay, how far is Santa Ana from San Marcos? I know you told me once before. I just can't remember. Yes, I'm in San Marcos. Escondido, San Marcos. Oh my gosh, dude. How far are you away? For real, though. Priests lose faculties for abusing it. Like says Vigano said the Pope was not a Pope. Right. I mean, again, but it was years of this stuff. Maybe not saying the Pope wasn't the Pope, but you know what I mean? It led up to that. And it was just like, dude, okay, you're obviously a public external schismatic. Nice. Sitting here in Escondido, 10 minutes away. Right on. Yeah, buddy. We just had In-N-Out tonight. That was delicious. The burger and the shakes. Oh, gosh, the shakes. What's going on? Like what, Justin? I'm sorry. Okay. Have you read Fiducia Supplicans? Have you read Amoris Laetitia? It's Laetitia. And it's Dignitas Infinita. But what about all those? I mean, gay blessings? A blessing isn't straight or gay, dude. A blessing's just a blessing. Come on, man. Like, what is this? Hot garbage. Kangaroo. St. Mark's. San Marcos, St. Mark's. Yeah. Bro, dude. Scathing? You don't have to do that. Thanks, man. Holy cow. Good gravy. Can everyone say a prayer for Scathing Poo? He just emptied out his wallet on here. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Gosh, just I'll be able to, I don't know, buy a steak now. Thanks to Scathing Poo. I'm just, honestly though, I'm just glad I see your name on here, because I've done quite a few live streams, and Scathing Poo, can you remind me, you're on the West Coast, right? Sure, fine. If that's how you feel, I'm not going to argue with you if that's how you feel. You're entitled to that. But do you not think he's good? Why wasn't he good? Oh, are you moving time zones? What? Okay, are you rage baiting, man? Because seriously, or maybe you've had a few too many drinks. I don't mind if you have criticism, but back it up, dude. You just sound like a teenager. I'm serious. You sound like a teenager right now. You sail? That is awesome. I sailed once. Yeah. Maybe it was dude, what the heck, man? Are you okay? Scathing? Scathing, seriously, please just stop. Like, did you hit the lottery or what? Oh gosh. There was a dad in Louisiana whose son was abused by the bishop, and the dad got excommunicated for leaving the church, but the bishop hasn't. I have no idea, man. That sounds pretty messed up and sad, but Rick Vaughn, where have I seen you before? Granted, the number of harmed children should be 0, yes. But consider a city of 400,000 not having any crime. It's sad. It happens to Protestants too. That kind of immorality often called. So that's fair and balanced, right? Let's just not let's not pretend like this doesn't happen. Not only in other religious communities, communions, traditions, churches, but in schools, summer camps, Boy Scouts. Now, you know that when it happens to a Catholic priest or in, a diocese or whatever, then it's like, sensationalism to the max. And we're going to exaggerate the percentages and the numbers. Yeah, just try to discredit the Catholic Church. But yeah, very, very good statement. Very good. Ben, for real, guys, no cap, for real. Scathing Poo, you just made my night, man. Gosh, I'm not gonna lie. I love my family. These 6 days have been really hard. Driving 21 hours to San Francisco, 9 hours to San Marcos, crying, whining, lack of sleep. But I'm not complaining. It's a blessing and a gift to suffer with our Lord Jesus Christ. Are you by Orange County? Because that's where I'm going Monday. Just curious. Evan, what's up, man? West Coast, represent. Francis was always Pope. Yeah, In-N-Out is dope. The milkshakes. Oh, gosh. How do I get into your private chat? You're going to have to, can someone help tell us, Kangaroo? Because I know I get private chats in the private chat, but I don't know how to do it on your end because I never, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm so sorry. Those gay blessings. They're so gay. Like, how's a blessing gay? Would you gay bless me exactly? Dude, stop playing dumb. Well, stop making dumb comments then. I mean, for real. Okay, like Justin, I don't know what you are. If you're Protestant and Eastern Orthodox, Catholic, atheist, agnostic, Muslim, I don't know what you are. But when we have public masses, on Sundays and holy days of obligations, we have the church filled to the brim, right? the end of the liturgy, right, of the Mass, the priest or the bishop or the deacon, for that matter, will bless every single person in that parish, in that church, every single person without partiality or discrimination. What if there are a few gay people in there? Oh, gosh. What are we going to do? Dude, you are a victim of media sensationalism. That's all it is. You bought into that crap. So reading Fiducia Supplicans is one thing. Reading it not in vain curiosity, but to do it in fidelity and understanding, then you'll understand what it means. Do you think the CDF, the DDF, I'm sorry, do you think the Dicastery of Doctrine of Faith, they're just a bunch of gorillas? They just don't know what they're talking about. They're just a bunch of morons. Like, just, oh yeah, let's bless gay unions, if that could even ontologically happen. But yeah, I like the straight blessings personally. Correcting the Latin when probably can't even say one prayer in Latin. Who's that? What are people like daring Scathing Poo to like empty out his life savings? Like what is going on? So you're gonna pretend that you weren't about the entire time, ignore my last two confessions. I mean comments. Dr. Taylor Marshall, appreciate that you're here. Guys, if you have, do you want to come up here, Dr. Taylor Marshall? And then people can ask you questions. I don't know what to say, Scathing. I'm blushing. I'm grateful. I love you. Okay. I will say this. Maybe this is a little providential. Maybe Scathing Poo and Glory St. Joseph have been hanging out. So as you guys know, a lot of us, we do this thing as like a career, as a full-time job, right? And we don't want to beg for money. Like, it's just, oh gosh. I know I've asked for money and support. I have. But we don't have, what's that called? A stable fixed income. We don't have a fixed income on YouTube. So 1 month you could do really well. The next 2 months you could just like make nothing. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's kind of like this. And so my best month ever by far was last month, May. I kind of want to tell you how much I made, but whatever. Well, what's depressing is like this month, it's been the worst month. I'm like, my videos that I'm making, no one's watching them. No one's clicking on them. My live streams, nothing's really happening. I just like, why am I doing this? But no, this channel is to save souls, okay? I'm not trying to maximize profits so I can go to the casino. And Scathing Poo is rich in gratuity, or in generosity, sorry. How much St. Thomas Aquinas have you read? How much have you read from priests and what? Wait. I have all those memorized in Latin. What is it? What would that matter? Yeah, I'm going to Disneyland. Disneyland. Name that movie. Disneyland. I'm sorry. I'm backed up on chats. Know what? But thank you so much, my friend. Okay, I think that's a fair question. I think you're not trolling. Okay, why did he need a document to say you can give a person who is gay a blessing? Okay, in Germany, we had some issues, some problems, some ambiguities, okay, some confusions. You know, that country is really gay. Sorry, I couldn't help it. But some prelates there in the Catholic Church were wanting to push, I believe, marriage and blessings of gay unions. And it got to the point where it was almost schismatic. Like, it was that bad. Like, they're like, Pope Francis, the DDF, no, we want to go with this. That's, to whom that was written. You know, it's almost like, what do you think is just arbitrarily, like, you think Cardinal Fernandez is just like, you know what? Let's just come up with a document on gay couples, homosexuals, and let's bless them. Just, I'm feeling gay today. Like, dude, like, come on, man. Like, okay. Apartment to house, that's all. Oh, you bought a house. Well, dude, save your money, man. You probably got to buy like Tupperware and toilet paper and brooms and dustpans, man. But thank you so much. Yeah. Well, Billy, hey, the best thing we can do is mimic others. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Billy, I just want like $1 from you. $1. You've been on here the whole time. You're like one of my best fans. Just $1. He has no children, ran away to the east, and tells us to shut up and deal with it. Okay. Dude. Ran away to the east. Did you? Okay. So, okay. Let's just, okay. He is a Latin Rite Catholic. Hence your comment, ran away to the east. If you watch that interview, the whole thing, he didn't run away from anything. When COVID came, I think it was 2019 or 20, all the parishes were shut down. Well, voice of reason, he's not some lukewarm cafeteria monkey. He's a devout, passionate Catholic. He wants to go and worship and receive our Lord. So he called all parishes and tried to look for something. Oh, lo and behold, a Byzantine parish was open. And then they welcomed him with open arms. And he's been there since. So what would he run away from? Like, what is he running away from? He even said on the show, Pites with Aquinas, that the most beautiful liturgy he's ever experienced was in, I believe, it was in Nebraska. I believe it was Omaha. Novus Ordo. But it was done in Latin. You know what I mean? So kind of, not really, but like a low TLM, like a low Latin Mass. He has no children. Okay. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? Like, I have 3 children, and it's like almost impossible sometimes. Like, for real. Like, just how do I get through my days? But does that mean I'm going to look at others and say they have it easy because they have no children? You don't know what's going on in his life. You know what I mean? He could have the heaviest cross. Maybe he has mental illness. I don't know. Maybe he's in debt going into, maybe he has family members that are dying. Dude, I don't know about that. The last one was a dare. I'm not a chicken. Yeah, don't dare him again, guys. That's just mean. I thank you, Scathing Pooh. I appreciate you very much. Right, exactly. But what are you trying to say, Palermo? Palermo Trappening. What are you trying to say, though? Or your argument, or I don't know what you're trying to say. But yeah, I agree. Luis. Dude is spending his family's mortgage on Super Chat. Yeah, great argument, man. You got any more like that? Gosh. St. Mark's never been my parish church. The Resurrection in Escondido. Let's see. Church of the Resurrection in Escondido. Let me see how far away that is. Maybe I'll go. 7 spent. Tell me what time you're going to Mass tomorrow there. For real. I'll check it out right now. Church of the Resurrection. Or is that weird? Is that weird? Is that awkward? Creepy? Could be creepy. You're 4.4 miles. You're 14 minutes away from me. 7 spent. Scathing is rich. Yes, rich in love. Let's see here. We have three young daughters. Yeah, I don't know. And we wanted our stuff. Are we there yet? Right. My 5-year-old, that's all she said. Daniel, thank you for the super chat, my friend. I challenge you to visit the Dominican friars since you're in San Diego. Then you can brag you've been to a better mass than Trinitine Mass. Dude. Yeah. Have you been? So I was in San Francisco before here, and there was a Dominican parish up there. And I wanted to go to mass, but you know. I like that. Pagans give their bodies to everyone and their money to no one. Christians give their money to everyone and their bodies to no one. That's great. Yeah, we're the inverse of the pagans, you know. Bro, start your own channel. Tech Tony. Let's see here. I visited now and then to push back as a good Protestant should, but I do my best to steel man too. For instance, the LGBT blessings weren't for couples, but were for individuals that they'd return to the church. Yeah. What do you mean you visited now? You visited what now? Let me get that blessing. Mickey's trying to decide his sexuality, I think. Sorry if I said your name. I'm washed and sanctified. I'm sorry. Guys, I'm not lying. I might have to go. My 3-year-old is really freaking out, like bad. Can you hear her? You pride yourself on the most ecumenical person in the world and then dismiss and belittle people that have questions about the last pontificate. What? I do? What do you mean I pride myself? No. I mean, that one guy that was in here, that Justin, right? Hey, if you don't like Pope Francis, okay, fine. Why would I belittle people that disagree with Pope Francis or don't like him or whatever? What I have a problem with is when people go public and bash him and slander him. You know what I mean? That's the problem. I have family members close to me that didn't really care for Pope Francis. You know what I'm saying? What, you think I belittle my family? Like, come on, dude. I think you're just raging a little bit there, but you know, I love you still, but you know. Separate documents. Oh gosh, you guys. Come on, give me better questions. Not all of you guys. Bubba, we're in the county jail. Odd, where are you at again? Can you private message me or tell me? I'm in San Marcos. I think you live by me. Billy, why do you say that? You've piqued my interest there. Why do you say that? I don't want a dirt nap. What? What's a dirt nap? Oh, like you're gonna die, like the grave? What, a dirt nap? What is this? Is great, dude. So Palermo, I don't know who you are. I've seen you in here, but dude, guys, this is it. We have an American Pope, the first Pope born in the United States. And we have President Trump bombing Iran. You think the Pope's not going to say anything on this? And just think about the waves it's going to cause and the ripples it's going to cause. Because, you know, in the West, but in the United States, our political ideology runs everything. Oh gosh, that's such a good question. You know what? I think I don't want to be pessimistic. I want to be hopeful. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like this. Oh, I told you so. I'm a prophet, blah, blah, blah. But dude, I think something really serious could happen. I really do. I think people could go nuts here and just dismiss the Pope. Because the Pope is going to denounce this. He's not going to be like, oh, yeah, patriotic diplomacy. Get him. Dude, no. It's going to be, oh, gosh, I can't even imagine, bro. I was praying on the way home from the store and was moved to open my Orthodox Bible, and it opened to John the Forerunner. Interesting. What does that mean for you? Interesting. Sorry. I didn't know how else to say it. I didn't mean it like it doesn't encapsulate every, German or whatever, but on what app? Oh, dude, thank you. That's for being a member. Thanks, Evan. Just remember, we're all in this together. We love each other, and we're doing good for everybody. I'm so far behind on chats. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Odd, where do you live? What's this about? Oh, well, we were talking about Alex Jurado, Voice of Reason. He went on Matt Frad, Pints with Aquinas, and they talked about radical traditionalism, SSPX, liturgy wars, Novus Ordo, Pope, Vatican II being heretical, all that stuff. Not Alex wasn't saying that. They were discussing how people, yeah. Vodka. He called him a monkey. That's racist. Who did I call a monkey again? I'm sorry. I love you, monkeys. Sorry. Sorry. What? It means he doesn't have kids. He's concerned about getting to heaven. Well, yeah, if you don't have biological kids, yeah. But what do you mean by that? This is not a question for me. You'd have to ask parish priest, canon law, all that stuff. Now, I know of Latin Catholics that go east, like that start going to an Eastern liturgy, and it's like, okay. But I know if you're a Latin Catholic like me, right? I'm married with kids. I think you are too. I saw your kid in one of the videos. And you're like, oh, I want to be a priest. I'm going to join the Maronite rite and become a priest. Like, you can't do that. So again, I think it's licit under certain circumstances. I'm quite certain that it's kind of frowned upon because, you know what I mean? But yeah, because you don't want to be like hopping from right to right. It's kind of, yeah. Dude, Veritatis Splendor, St. John Paul II. Mwah. Yeah, we're gonna have to go here pretty soon, guys. Respond to what? I'll respond to everything. Oh, yeah. Is your wife... Can you remind me of your situation a little bit there? You guys getting more friendlier or what? Absolutely. So when it comes to like the TLM restrictions and a healthy attachment to the TLM, great. If you don't use it to form, bigoted communities where you pharisaically look down upon others, especially those who go to the Novus Ordo, if you're not undermining or saying the Novus Ordo isn't good or it's not licit, if you're trying to weaponize the liturgy to attack Vatican II and its liturgical reform, then great. But here, so this is what I find ironic, Juan. Okay, and I'm not pointing a finger at you, but this is what I find a little ironic. If you love the TLM in a chaste, holy way, then none of this applies to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want a beautiful mass and that happens to be the TLM, awesome. But there are people out there that abuse it, which is unfortunate for the other people because it's not their fault. So anytime I bring this up, people are like, "Oh, man, you're just so mean to the TLMers and the traditionalists and all this." No, I mean, I think we could all probably agree that the TLM is objectively better liturgically and like more aesthetically pleasing. So it's not about the TLM, it's about people who abuse it. Go to the child. Well, I don't, dude, I don't know if you're married or not. Be a daddy. Playback what tape? How far am I behind on these? Sorry. Hey, okay. Tell that to my wife. I should show her that. Do you have my email? I'm so far behind. This is crazy. Bro, Palermo, who are you? I almost want to invite you up here, do a stream with you. Why can't lay Catholics realize that the only one this side of heaven that can judge a pope is a future pope? Nobody judges the first see. That is in 1917 canon law and still in 1983. Palermo, can you just drop which canon in 83? Dude, is there really? How many people are there altogether? I know I thought there was like what percentage? Okay, I'm trying to get through all these. Hold on. Yeah, oh yeah. People are going to lose their minds. Catholics, like political ideologues, the Catholics, they're going to lose their mind when he denounces it. Okay, hold on. I got to get caught up. Sorry. Yeah, California gas prices are ridiculous. Just left, so we'll probably come with. But it's sad that we left our church in front. Yeah, that's the cross, man. Remember, Jesus says, "He who loves father, mother, son, daughter more than me cannot be my disciple." I mean, that's just the cross. But trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it. Trust me on that. Let's see what else. You guys are just chatting it up here. Do you guys need me here? Should I just let it run while I sleep? You guys are just all having this. Okay, so it's funny because I'm reading a book on this, and the Pope can never be a formal heretic. You know what I mean? Where he like binds heresy on us. It just can't happen. That's what the negative charism of infallibility protects him from. Now, as a private theologian, I know it's kind of like dichotomizing him from the office that he's a part of. As a private theologian, I think he can be a material heretic. I'm not. Don't quote me on that, Evan. I said don't quote me on that. But yeah, never formal. So like, I'm caught up on my stuff. All right, what do we got? 9:20. When Jesus in John, help me out, guys. I think it's John 21. That's when he gave him the keys. Christ gave Peter the keys, right? There you go. At least that's what I think. Oh, gosh. Oh, this is a good point. This is a good point. Yes, you're absolutely right. The Novus Ordo Mass is definitely abused as well. Yes. Hence the heretical pride Mass, it all saying blah, blah, blah. Absolutely. But here's the difference, right? The abuses of the Novus Ordo. It's an abuse that happens at the liturgy. It's on the level of the liturgy itself. Okay? Which is horrible, blasphemous, whatever you want to call it, diabolically. Yes, horrible, 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 horrible. Okay? And yeah, it should be regulated and it should be disciplined. All that should be disciplined and everything. The problem, though, is people aren't using the Novus Ordo rite to undermine and to delegitimize an ecumenical council or even a pope or liturgical reform and stuff like that. But you're absolutely right. So yeah, I get it. Like, you can point the finger right back at the Novus Ordo, of course, but it's a different kind of abuse. You know what I mean? What? Nuh-uh. Don't lie to me. Are you for real? Don't be in here lying, Dr. Taylor Marshall. That would be amazing. That'd be so good. Man, I'm kind of tired. What's for late time bedtime snack, guys? Not Trent Horn. Oh, it's another Trent. Oh, it's the is it the Trent that was on with Capturing Christianity tonight? Okay. Good night, Rudy. God bless you. Thanks for being here. Yogurt. What kind of yogurt, Daniel? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Dude, Mickey, seriously, 6 hot dogs? What in the heck? With the bun and everything? Like, that's, wow, okay. That's pretty dope. That's dope. All right, what's your favorite ecumenical council? Okay, guys? What's your favorite? Mickey, where are you on the West Coast? Can you remind me? Are you on the best coast? West Coast. Oh, shoot. My wife's texting me. Hold on. Dude, is Scathing Pooh still here? Houston. What's this is great. What's your favorite ecumenical council? Nicaea? Hey, it's the first one. Divinity of Christ. Florence, dude, totally based. So based. Chalcedon, based. They might as well just call it the Pope Leo Council. Based. So based. Council of Jerusalem's not ecumenical. Cool. I just want to make sure you're okay. All right. Nicaea 1 is best, followed closely by Nicaea 2 because it makes the iconophiles seethe, the iconoclasts. Oh, look at this list. I love the list. Nicaea 1 and 2, Vatican 1 and 2, Florence and Lyon 2. Okay, I asked for your favorite, but yeah. It's all right. I'm just kidding. Oh, that's funny. Bingo was his name. Oh, yeah, buddy. Yeah, we drove by LA on our way down from San Francisco. Not a good choice. Oh, the traffic. It could be a Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. 8 lanes both ways just stopped in LA. Just ridiculous. Scathing Pooh and I will be at the Third Vatican Council. So we will let you know how it goes. Oh, man, they're playing music outside the bedroom. Juan. Yeah, I get the encapsulating part. I really, really do. You said generalizing. I guess I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. So, like, I don't want to say the Novus Ordo. That's just like the Rosary, right? Because I love the Rosary. I've prayed it every day since I've been Catholic for 11 years. And if someone were to encapsulate everybody who prays the Rosary as having a corn problem, I don't know what you, right? Can I say that? Then yeah, I feel you. I get it. I get it. I get it. I love California. I love California. I don't like the politics, okay? I don't like the human feces on the sidewalks. Oh, I like just the state itself, though. It's just great. It's beautiful. All right. Well, what do you guys think? It's getting to that time of night. It's the final countdown. It's the final countdown. I think it's just too late, right, guys? Oh, dude, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I need this. Hold on. Canon 1404. Thank you. Hold on. Canon 1404. Yeah, buddy. The first C is judged by no one, buddy. Have you read Dona Veritatis, Palermo? You should all live in my secret Rattrad town, Veritatis Splendor. Gosh. You got your own water tower and everything. Do I have to veil? Oh gosh. I'm already starting to lose my mind. Hey, here's a new face, new name. As someone who doesn't mind either right, it doesn't help you have the most outspoken Rattrad bashing those visiting the Novus Ordos. I can't spell. Yeah, good point. I mean, well, so check this out, right? Again, and this is to Juan. What Novus Ordo communities or liturgy goers, whatever you want to call them, are bashing and slandering TLMers? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I know there are some, but yeah. John Salsa, wasn't he on Pints of the Aquinas? John Salsa. John Salsa. Bishop Strickland. Wait, when did you become a member, Daniel? Gracias. Oh, my wife loves Vietnamese food. Pho, egg rolls. Huh, interesting. Really? Now that I haven't really experienced, to be honest. Haven't experienced that one. I mean, I'm sure there are, but oh, lurk away. Lurk away. It's good to have you up here, though. Have you watched the 3-part series from the Mass of the Ages? I haven't. I should, though, right? Haley, you need to be in bed. Haley, what is it, midnight, 12:30 where you're at? Well, we were commenting on Voice of Reason, Matt Fradd interview, and then now we're just chilling like villains until I pass out on my keyboard. Why do you have TLM in quotes, and why would you say they're Donatists? Help me out with that one. Oh, the anti-Semitism. I kind of know what you're talking about there, actually. The anti-Semitism I've noticed a lot on Twitter. It's ridiculous. I know. Well, hopefully scathing wasn't like drunk super chatting. He wakes up hungover like, what? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Scathing. Scathing. Pooh should be number 2. Hey, Pooh number 2? Huh? You said it. I didn't. Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. No cap. For real, no cap. Luis, are you Gen Z? Talk to me. Talk to me. Yeah, peace, brother. Yeah, it's gonna be busy. I don't know, but I will. I'll let you know. All right, guys, here's the 5-minute warning. 5-minute warning. Oh, right on. I'm a millennial, but my good friends call me a boomer. Yes, I got your email, Odd. Thanks, my brother. Thanks, my brother. Appreciate it. do, do you need a super chat back? Oh yeah, I've been there. Been there, done that. Yes, you can call me a boomer. Okay, a couple minutes left, kids. Just giving you a warning. What did you miss? Dude, you missed everything, man. You missed everything. It got real heated in here. Oh gosh, you guys. I have no idea. What do you want it to be about? And you're a member, you tell me. And boring, do something funny. Yeah, all right. All right, 7 spent. Good seeing you. We'll see. Disneyland. All right. Sean Francis keeping me up. I'll go for a few more minutes because of it. Zionism is condemned. Yes, it is condemned by the church. Pope St. Pius X condemned Zionists to Arzel's face. Yes. Any type of modernism or pitting the state against the church. Yeah. Thanks for the super chat, Sean. I appreciate it. We don't like modernism. You know what I'm saying? As always, Catholics think their ancestors are all celebrated the Roman rites since Peter and Paul were in Rome. Not true. Iberia had Arabic in Spain, Bergen, Portugal, France. Yeah. Well, I mean, the Tridentine Latin Mass goes back to Trent. I mean, yeah, I know Latin. It was Latin before then, but they modified it and took out a lot of prayers and stuff. And then, yeah. Oh gosh, guys. How many total Western Rite masses are in Latin? Oh. You're asking me, dude? The Roman Rite? I don't know, man. I don't know. Why don't you tell us? Is this a trick question, Daniel? This is a trick question. No, dude, Juan. Who's generalizing? That see the word when you say generalizing, and then you say all are heretical. What? Who's saying that? Well, I don't understand. You know what I mean? Let's talk. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dude, that's pretty cool. I said the Roman Rite. I got one. That's how I come across. How do I come across? That I'm generalizing all y'all? Saying you're heretical? What? I haven't even said anything like that. Come on, man. Mm-hmm. Did I tell you that I love you guys? Yeah, dude, I'm sorry about those. I try not to see when it wasn't you, it was the other person, Juan, but generalize. I try not to do that. I seriously try to make the distinction that there are people, very pious and holy people, that have a very holy attachment to the TLM. And it sucks. It's unfortunate because the ones that are abusing and weaponizing it are ruining it for these people that are not culpable. Hey, I know this cat. Did you just wake up from a nap, silly boy? I'm a material heretic, Evan. What are you? Let's do it. Let's get a war going. Yeah, that's what they call in psychology projection. Mm-hmm. Good gravy. Someone knows liturgy. Good gravy, man. Wait, Jimmy's number 1. Jimmy Aiken? What? Dude, never heard that in my life, but I'll take it. Remind me which one is Smalls. Is he the dude that has the glasses? I can't remember. Doing a Byzantine and TLM double duty tomorrow, more than likely. Dude, you're in Northeast Minneapolis? Wait, Sean, yeah. Okay, now I remember you. I went to All Saints. Solemnity of the Assumption of Mary. That was I'm pretty sure my first TLM I ever went to. And I went in jeans and a t-shirt, I think. I mean, I was like a neophyte. I scandalized everybody. I'm sorry. Thanks for the thanks for the super chat, Sean. Guys, you're keeping me up. Keeping me up with these super chats. I love it. Who's Father Deacon? Is he the Orthodox? He is the small one. I don't know what that means. What's that? Scathing comment. That's good. I did. No, I'm talking about The one in Minneapolis, but I was confirmed. I went to All Saints in Lakeville, Minnesota. Oh, right on. Sean, did you come up here once and talk with us? Thanks for coming up, Val. Appreciate it. God bless you. Okay, now that I did. Wow, really? That is cool. Yes, that is true. Right. Yep, I'm definitely him then. Landon, I'm on the West Coast, my friend. I'm on the West Coast. This is how I roll. Sorry if it inconveniences you. I got to go to mass too, you know. Oh, that's okay, man. No, it's okay. Bro, we all yap. 7:30 a.m. Eastern Central? Iranian time? Yeah, I think I would too. Yeah, for sure. Oh gosh. No doubt. I'll never forget one of the I went to a daily mass in St. Paul, Minnesota, and this girl, chapel veil, but then the most promiscuous clothing, like mini skirt, you know, cleavage, just oh gosh, daisy, just. But the veil was there to cancel it out, I guess. Say what? I think it's getting late. The numbers are dropping, guys. I think I'm gonna head out. Probably live stream maybe Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see, guys. We'll see. It's fun. Scathing Pooh, thank you for keeping the lights on for me. That horse picture in the back, you want it? You want that horse picture right here? Scathing Pooh? Anybody? Anybody want that horse picture? I painted it. It's a paint by number. JK. All right, guys. Sleep well. Go to mass. And where are you going on vacation, Daniel, son? Can I call you Daniel, son? I'm on vacation right now, but when you have 3 kids, it doesn't really feel like a vacation. Bye. Is it Moe? Bye. Have a good night. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for lurking around. All right, kids. Stay salty. Go to mass. Say your prayers. Scathing Pooh, thank you for all your support. You're the best. Yeah. Yeah, I will for sure on Monday. What time? Eucharistic enjoyer. What time do you guys go to mass? Depends where I am in Gilbert, Vegas. Sorry, I'm just getting off of the thing. So I dude, I'm tired. Everyone's yeah. Who doesn't like saying discalced? Discalced. Yeah. All right, guys. Praise be Jesus and Mary. We'll see you next time.